But you take that for granted because you think nothing has changed. But I'll let you go ahead and tell us how nothing is changing. How you think it would have been better in 1926. At least as Concrete said, you could have forced a black woman to marry you because they didn't have jobs. So he didn't say he wanted Jim Crow. That's fair.
I just want to say one thing before we get back to all of that. I do find it very peculiar that a lot of the people who espouse this type of politic don't live in the South, do not live in Republican-led states, and only focus on the fact that they live in a blue state with a blue city government. And so, oh, can we just focus on how bad the Democrats are to me here locally? When, to be very clear, like with this line of logic, I'm about to be like, man, I hope the Republicans win for the rest of time so then you can see what it's like to actually be under some bullshit. So when all of your systems that you enjoy get gutted, when all of the safety nets you have go bye-bye, because all of those things get cut, when the education system which you bemoan in your state gets crippled, when you start living the way that a lot of other people have been living for years now, then I would like to see how you then blame Democrats for what Republicans are doing. Like the fact that Republicans took away, are gutting the Voting Rights Act, and it's this idea, but local Democrats are bad to me. We're about to lose representation as black people across the South. If Republicans have it their way, they will be coming for a lot of these blue states. And yet, all the focus here is let's do mutual aid out of systematic oppression and let's blame the Democrats locally. And focus on that and have some sort of accountability. And then we can maybe get to a liberatory politics to freedom. I don't understand. I don't understand why non-voters want to get into a conversation with people who are voting, talking about a very specific thing, and then getting upset because they feel like they're being condescended or talked down to because they don't vote or they don't participate in the franchise. That's not our problem.
These people would not, if they were paid $500,000 one time, would not move out of Illinois, New York, Maryland, or California. They wouldn't step foot in these southern states that are run by Republicans. It's very easy when you got Brandon Johnson, who you might not like, but it's not breaking up your meetings. Take that shit down South Carolina and see what they do to you. It's very easy when you got Governor J.B. Pritzker, the billionaire, giving you funding. And you can argue with him. It's very easy when you got Westmore, Kathy Hochul, Gavin Newsom. All these people who hate the Democratic Party and what they've done to black cities, black people in these cities, are right up under them, just right under the titty. Just slurped right under the titty. Where are the black maggots? I give the movie credit. At least he's in Mississippi. He in ground zero. You ever notice how it's an abundance of people who they love to talk about being foundational black American, how they are black people, indigenous, etc. Their roots go back here, but they great migration babies. Huh? Their family ran from the South. They didn't go back.
And maybe I had this too. A lot of people ran from Chicago.
Do you see how?
My bad, brother. My bad. Go ahead. My bad.
Do you see how the brothers? Do you see how y'all do me? That's crazy. Alexa, stop. Isn't that interesting, Brick? They got on them trains. They got on them buses. They got on them cars. They hitchhiked. Their granddaddies did. Ran from the South to North. They hated the Democrats and liberals so much they went and ran up under them. Got job programs. Got city worker programs. Went to school because quotas and affirmative action. Now they developed. Now they're doing good in their cities. They're talking about how much they hate the Democrats. Flip Chicago red. You know why they can have a flip Chicago red movement? Because they know it's not going to flip red. If you really want to flip Chicago red, start a movement like Charles Blow said and move people down south to the Republicans. They said they was balling in Oklahoma. Ain't y'all balling in Oklahoma? got your President Trump in, he said gas will be cheaper than Biden when he took office. Gas is cheaper. Get your $4.80 gas and just drive down with your Lexus and BMWs. Just go down to Tennessee. Tennessee.
And Brother Van, can I also add something to that? When you move to these southern states, don't move into the cities. Move into the rural areas.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah, don't move to Atlanta. Thank you, Glenn. Don't move to Austin. I love this. I had to get out of California. It was horrible. Where'd you move? I moved to Austin. Huh? When you move to North Carolina, don't move to Durham. Don't move to Chapel Hill. Don't move to Charlotte. When you go to South Carolina, don't move to South Carolina anywhere. Don't move to Atlanta. Don't move to Columbus. Don't move to Birmingham, Montgomery. Don't move to the blue areas. Move out with your white, rural, conservative, traditionalist, church-going brother in MAGA. Move out there with them.
Well, hold on. I don't agree now. Down here in the woods now.
You wouldn't be
black
caught. You
folks.
wouldn't be caught down there with them. I know.
Hey,
I
we
know
got,
black
we
folks.
can load this.
I
Some of these white
understand that.
folks.
I got it. Yes, I understand. That's the point. That's the point. So move down with your rural cousins who, when they come and visit you in the cities up north, after they leave, you say they stink.
Well, let me add to what you were saying. Now, a lot of people that live in Chicago came from Mississippi, but a lot of people are coming back. They're selling their land. And you made a great point. You and I can't think of the other guy. The rural areas, you're right. That's where a lot of people are moving back to. I live in a rural area. It just so happened to have a college in this town. But when you go to Fayette, that was ran by, I mean, it's just that town is, man, it's sorry. But I'm not blaming white folks or Republican whites, because I think what's happening in Virginia, they redistrict, but it's going to be a black Republican woman that wins. But I can't remember. I'm not going to be politically correct. I know, no, it was the way. Hey, look, let me say this. No, he was saying when you move to these towns, move to a rural area. And also, I want to add, they dress better than 1930s.
Okay, cool. But then back on topic. They're all gonna move to fucking Texarkana. They're gonna move to the rural areas. Then they're gonna realize it's a fucking shithole. They're gonna miss their hovels, their 2x2 shoeboxes in the big cities of those blue cities that they left. They're gonna miss the Democrats and that Democratic they were sucking off of, and then they're gonna cobble together every last dollar got, scrape and scrimp and pinch every dollar they got, and then they're gonna carry their ass back up there in probably 6 months, 6 to 8 months, maybe a year. They don't last down
It won't
here.
even take that long.
They don't last down here. Why? Because all of that talk, when you're up north and you in the big city on the east side, all of that shit sounds real good. All that, the Democrats are this, that, and the third, all that sounds real good until you come to a place that has no infrastructure, that has all of the things you took for granted. They don't exist here. And then all of a sudden you start to realize that actually maybe democratic governance isn't perfect, but it's better than this shit down here. And then they carry their ass right back. Shout out to all the Republicans who moved to Texas during that pandemic and have been slowly going right back to California because they cannot stand it here.
Well, let me add this now. During Katrina, a lot of people were forced to move to Texas and Mississippi and Jackson. It's like they're trying to get rid of Jackson being the capital of the Mississippi.
That's not on topic. That has nothing to do with what you just said.
You were saying that people that moved there, some people were.
No, that's not the topic. That's not the topic. Those people were displaced during a natural disaster. What we are talking about is people moving to the South to seek economic opportunities, yes, but to get away from what they feel like is the failure of blue state governance.
People in New York moving down to Florida.
And do you know what they are also doing? They are also moving back home. They are also moving back home. That's
So
what
you
you're not
believe in
hearing.
socialism?
What you're not, honey? Can you even spell socialism?
Yes, and I'm not your honey either.
Well, I said what I said.
What I said. That's that. See, that's what wrong with y'all doing this movement. You a feminist. I can tell. You like Planned Parenthood.
And what's wrong?
In 1930s, we dressed better. Now it's sagging.
Planned Parenthood offers, but I don't see,
Planned
I know that for a lot of people.
I know no scrubs. I know.
The fact that you have now turned this into a gender war and
you a feminist, and that's all you is. You a feminist.
You know what, Fred? I love how he calls you a feminist. He's the sassy one.
I'm a masculine man.
You don't sound like it's not sounding like it.
I wouldn't give a fuck what I sound like.
It don't sound like it.
Britt, Sharon, Brooklyn. Is this the same man that said that people get called racist for wearing a hat?
Yes.
Y'all see what happened at that restaurant? They kicked them people out.
But listen,
Yeah,
look
it's
at the
facts on that
hypocrisy.
shit.
Why are
Where
you
did this come
yelling at
from?
me, sir? I
We're
don't
MAGA.
understand. I'm not yelling at
Y'all
you.
had Democrats 12 years.
What's wrong? Why are you mad?
Ain't nobody mad. Y'all just over talking that bullshit. You shut up.
What's crazy is he's
I'm
talking
not
about.
using profanity. I'm not yelling. I'm not screaming at you,
You're
sir.
being intellectual disingenuous. Do you know what that means?
It's dishonest.
Again, there you go. You calling people names, but you didn't like it yourself when you said that somebody calls you names.
I responded. What the fuck? Y'all sensitive tampons in boys' restrooms and shit. I keep talking about all this bullshit.
Can we move past this?
They pull their pants. They pull their
I just want to say this, but as we move on, Planned Parenthood offers a lot of great services to those who are in need. It is more than just a servicer of abortions. I really wish that we would stop denigrating Planned Parenthood, because for a lot of communities, especially communities where people might not have enough funds for a primary care physician, Planned Parenthood is a great first step in them getting the health care options that they need that has nothing to do with pregnancy. My God,
A fucking condom would be nice. Some pills, some birth control would be nice. Don't abort that baby at 4 months and all these 6 weeks. Why the man don't have a choice? My body, my choice. Fuck that. But then y'all demand the man to pay. Now, y'all don't want to see real. Y'all don't want to see real. That's bullshit. Planned Parenthood. They don't go up there to Hamptons with them white kids and talk about Planned Parenthood. No, they come to HBCUs. And I know because I live next to one. You don't see them Planned Parenthood buses in Hampton or in New Jersey or the white folks' neighborhoods. White folks get married after college. Black folks want to be independent and strong, and that's why you gotta.
How low were you when you got married? Just for reference.
Not married, no kids.
Okay, got you. So let's get back to the room. I don't know why you ladies. I'm gonna be honest with you. Maybe y'all enjoy makes you feel good. Y'all just don't get it. You don't. You do not know how to go back and forth with these men. Y'all don't know. I mean, if it feels good, you know, everyone's free country, I'm just saying. But it is about understanding what you're just wasting your breath. You really, if it's fun or whatever, that's cool. You know, I'm not saying stop. But British, how he was getting upset. Did you hear what he just said? He just talked about people getting married out of college and traditionalism. He's a 48-year-old man with no wife and no children. Why would you go back and forth with this person?
I didn't know.
What do you mean you didn't know? You thought this man was married with kids? Just listen. And so what I'm saying is that
I wouldn't be on here.
That's a larger point. Why? You send your woman to something from Mother's Day, have her cook while your kids play? You could be at work doing it. You could be working on the car. You could be cleaning the garage.
Let me know when I can get a response to that. I don't answer.
You don't need a response. You miss being the most. I just want to get the point. And so it actually got to the point I wanted to get to. And this is where the Democratic Party for blacks are going to need to shift. It actually isn't. All of this is about gender and the black men's perceived attack. People actually need to realize that's what's going on.
Well, they took men out of houses. They took the men out of households.
To interrupt me. So now I'll go to your point. Explain how the government took men out of households. Just do that.
Okay. First of all, when you were able to get an EBT card or be on welfare, you couldn't have a man. Yeah, you couldn't have a man in the household. The woman had to get.
Stop right there. Cool. Let's start there. I mean, they got rid of that in '68, but I understand. household, I want you to listen to what you said. If you are a man in the household, why is your woman on welfare? Why?
Okay. They made it that way. Woman,
You're not
I'm gonna
listening.
give
Listen
you.
to what I'm saying.
I just, you won't give me a chance to answer. I just said they created that way. The man has to leave for the woman to get that money.
That's not what I'm asking. That's not what I'm asking. Like, just listen to what I'm saying. If I'm a man in 1960, 1962, and I'm a man, why is my woman looking to get on welfare? That's the first question I have for you. Why would a woman want me to be on welfare if I'm a man? Because even the black men didn't make a lot of money. They make what they know.
Well, let me answer that question, because if we're living together.
Oh, hold on 1 second, Dahon. 1 second, Dahon. What'd you say, Peter?
Because they only speak physically.
Okay. You're done for the day. Then move it. Go ahead and answer the question. If I'm a I need my woman on welfare.
Okay. What happens is.
Start there.
Okay, what happens is I'm a man in the 60s. I'm not making like I could be making. We have arguments. We have arguments amongst the house. Yes, we got 4 kids here. Look, man, get away from me. I'm not giving you no pussy no more. Get out of my house. I can have an option. You ought to look at that video. I'm going to go find it and put it in the
Another
chat.
video they're talking about. I had the name internet. I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
I got
Well,
you.
were they?
Just stay there. Stay there. Stay there. Stay there. Stay there. So I'm a man with 4 kids and I'm taking care of my kids. I then have a fight with my woman. Do I still have a job or no?
Yes. I said,
Okay. So why would I qualify for welfare if I have a job?
that's not the woman goes out.
You're not
It's
listening.
qualifications.
In the household. No, in the household. If I have a job, stop listening. If somebody has a job, why would I have to get welfare?
It's just the same way they push that Planned Parenthood. I'm going to the weak woman. It's just like I'm going. Your man keep coming in. Ma'am, get rid of that man that's giving you problems. Even though he's helping you out, but since you want to cut off sex and do all this to him, get rid of it. Get rid of him. Give me 10 more seconds. Get rid of him, and we'll give you $500 a month or whatever
It was
it
never
is.
that much.
Well, whatever. I'm only picking numbers, man.
Let's keep going. Stop.
For conversation purposes, whether it was $1.
I got you. Well, the point is that it wasn't as high as people think, even though it was less than what men were making. So if I'm the man and it's my house, and this is back when women were, it's my house. I'm paying for it. It's mine. How can she kick me out? If I'm paying the rent and it's my house, how can a woman kick me out of a house that I have my name on and I'm paying for?
When she
Just
packs
break
up,
that down.
I will. When she packs up the kids and leave out and go to a shelter, they're gonna give her something that's Section 8 in that. The woman is gonna leave. This is what Kevin Samuel says. The most divorce rate is because a woman ends the divorce.
We're talking about the 60s. We're talking about
Yeah. Oh, in the 60s, people were married. I'm just talking about the very few, like you said, you saw that video where there were a lot of women lined up with babies.
Section 8 wasn't out yet.
Oh my God, they were.
started in the 70s. Come on.
Oh, okay. What you gonna tell me? Oh no, you stop for a second. You're gonna tell me projects when it get into the 60s, to the
I said
80s.
Section 8. Section 8. Stop. I want you to listen to what you're saying.
Projects are the same as Section 8.
No, they're
You're
not.
looking at like I can go live in a home like me. I rent property. I have a few people that's on Section 8. Well, not me personally, but my family does.
Okay, so
And
you're in
and I
projects.
collect their rent money because it's guaranteed.
So you're in projects.
No, sir, I'm not. I'm just saying a project is just what they said. It's a project so we can develop the single man home. And I want to push it a little bit further. Look at our television shows. They don't show. Oh, no, I got one more to say. Go in the, no, give me, I got 10 more seconds. When you go by Pebble,
You're doing good. Stop
you
right
won't see a man and woman on Pebble.
there. Okay, stop. I want you to stop right there. So you said that they kicked the man out of the house to get the welfare. Now you're talking about
Yes.
the woman moving out. Stop right there. Now you're talking about the woman moving out of the house. Which one was it? Did they kick the man
You
out?
made a hyperbole, like a hypothetical, that like the man owns house. They're living in an apartment.
Stop.
They're living, they're not, ain't no house was, man. Oh,
I'm not talking, no, I don't mean they owned it. I'm just
why do you bring up LBJ so much? Because he said for the next 200 years, them black folks gonna vote Democrat.
No, that's when these things expanded, the war on poverty.
Yeah, but he created that shit.
I know, that's why I brought him up. I said before LBJ. You was asking me.
Oh, before LBJ, we pulled up our pants and looked civilized.
Well, oh, wait a minute. So you blame the government for black people's appearance?
Well, see, now you're going on government. No, sir. No, sir. Don't switch my lingo. No, sir. No, I think the hip hop. I think the government infiltrated the hip hop role.
Let's stay on the welfare point. Let's stay on the welfare point because I've never understood this argument. I'm trying to understand it. So I'm a man, and I have a job, and I'm in the house. Are we on welfare while I'm in the house?
Can't be per se. Can't be. From my understanding, you can't be.
No. Before they put that law.
Oh, well, that's. I was born in '77. I don't know what happened in '60s. I just know my mother had.
Come on.
My mother had two parents growing up in the 30s and 40s.
Oh, God, stop. All right. So the argument is for you. So if did this rule only apply to black people?
Oh, you know, that's funny you asked because people in Mississippi. No, let me explain this. People thought when they said they're gonna cut off food stamps, I was like, they can't do that. It's more white folks on food stamps.
In the house rule.
Yeah, I think it affected the the minority community more. No, I must say blacks, because Mexicans, man, they not like us. No. Yes, the black community, the down south black community.
To black people.
On what format?
The father in the house rule is what I'm asking.
Oh yeah, they purposely got rid of the black father. Just like they did on TV shows.
I got you. So the rule only, so white people, Hispanics, Asians, etc., they were able to get welfare with the father in the home. That's what I'm asking.
No. It's not welfare for that sense you're saying. No, that's not. That's two oranges and apples. No. Mexicans, they come over here, work, and send their money back. The Asian community.
Oh my God, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the welfare. You're talking about they got rid of the father, black father.
Yeah, I think it was specifically designed for the black father. Yes.
Right. So that only applies to you or a white person on welfare. White people were allowed to have a father in the home.
No, the line went across the board.
All right, so it wasn't for everybody. Okay, cool. So
it was for everybody. Welfare is more white folks on welfare.
Stop right there.
Black folks.
So did it have the same effect on white fathers?
I'm sure it did. But
so the government. Stop right there.
The crime we have, it illuminates further.
Stop right there.
Why do you keep saying stop?
Because you're moving on to something different. I want you to stay where you are. So you're now making.
Hold that thought. I gotta answer a call. All right, cool.
Would anybody else like to come up and do the?
You know, as y'all were doing this back and forth, I was desperately trying to Google because there's a difference between North and South in which black people was able to actually get it. Because black people was banned when the act was passed in 1935. We couldn't get it.
Man, you have to need patience for asking that same question at least 6 times.
Well, because the part of the problem is that respectfully, a lot of you guys, I mean, it's from your respect, you don't know how to navigate sheer ignorance the way I do. And so it's not very difficult for me because I'm less interested in what he's saying, but I want people to hear how they think. And so for me, it's very illuminating. You guys just aren't used to talking to people like this. I'm an expert at it. I have a master's degree. It's called an MDN, Masters in Dumb Niggas. This is one of my specialties. So I have an MDN. So it's fine. The point is that I want people to hear how dumb the idea is that black men were in the home, and then because of welfare, they got kicked out of the home. Because my next question is, what percent of blacks were on welfare? And if they weren't on welfare, why'd they leave the home? And then I would ask Kevin Samuels if he was still alive, how do you account for the vast majority of black men that weren't, black families that weren't on welfare? And the father still left the home. Blaming it on welfare, the Democrats, is very easy until you realize that the vast majority of blacks weren't on welfare. you guys can please come up, I'd love to have a back and forth with you. I'm now avoiding work, so I would love to have a back and forth.
Hey Dan, when you brought up Nixon, they would like lose their shit when you talk about the Nixon domestic policy against blacks. They probably never even heard of it.
Look at this. Alan says Reagan created the welfare state.
The welfare state was started in 1935.
Reagan created the. This is. I got a screenshot that. I gotta keep that alive. Somebody who constantly is telling people on stage they're dumb and we're talking about. He'll come up and people know what they're talking about. He said that Reagan created the welfare state.
What
I
if he
need a T-shirt.
What if he Googled the Calio projects in 1950? It was all white.
MC, are you there? MC, are you there?
Yeah.
I'm done myself. Okay. Did you want to talk about the fathers in the home?
Yeah, I don't think he was trying to say, as in kicked out. Well, I think what he was trying to say is, before the welfare came in, it wasn't as attractive as an option to be, again, I'm not trying to insult anyone, but to be in basically unwed single mother, having multiple children, because as you know, as we were saying back in the 60s, it just weren't a thing for us. I think what he's trying to say is, once it came in, it made it more of an attractive option for people to maybe be in that category. Yeah, so I'm talking about the unwed single mothers, in comparison to early in the 1960s, it was the highest marriage rate. That's what I think he's trying to say, but he can't get his point across without, just coming out with this, that, and the other. But yeah, I understand where you're coming from.
Who had the highest marriage?
Because, for example, right now it's for instance, it's now in the 17.
You have to get off the apple.
No, because
It's insane.
no, because for now it's like 70.
Couldn't hear you. What'd you say?
In the 60s, that was only 5%. So if something obviously
You gotta
happened
start
well,
over. You
what
actually you went out. You went out. Say that again.
so over 70%. Yeah, that's
What was?
affected that. Currently, yeah, that are single. In that category is single unwed mothers. Yeah, pregnant mothers. So I'm saying back then in the 60s.
You went into the matrix. Can you start over? I'm sorry. We missed a piece of what you said, so I didn't hear the beginning.
I was saying right now, yeah, the percentage of out of wedlock pregnant mothers, yeah, so without father in the home, is between 70 and 80%. Where I'm saying in the 60s, that wasn't even 5%. So that's why I'm saying.
Why do you think that?
No, that's there. I'm not talking about stats, as in that's just
that
there.
in the 60s? Where did you get the data that in the 60s, 95% of black children? Ma'am, let me ask the question. It's ironic. Where did you get that in the 1960s in America, 95% of black children were born with two parents in the home? Where'd you get that from?
Okay, because the stats are there.
That's what I'm asking. Where'd you get it from? I'm going to pull it up for the room. Put it on the top. You got to show and prove. Source up. Each one, teach one. Shout out to Sinet. Where's your source?
You want me to put all of the sources in here? But you can find it in any library book.
I'm looking. Nobody goes to the library. It's all online. Just show us where black children in the American South, where most of them were. You just said 95% were born to two-parent households in the 1960s. By the way, that would be impossible based off the welfare that people are talking about. Because if that was two parents in the home, you couldn't have had no father in the home rule. That's a different discussion. Can you just give us data on that? Where are you getting data from?
You want me to hold the stats in there?
Yes.
I'm ready.
Yes, please. I'm not saying you're wrong. Just give us the data. What can we look at? What do you have? Do you have census data?
Yeah, you can go into the census and you can see it right now.
Give it to us. Yeah, give it to us. What census should we look at?
You can looking at any such census from 1960s, 1900, and you can
Which
see what's
census?
happening.
Which ones did we look at?
The data, the national census,
Yes,
where
I'm saying,
everyone
which
puts
year?
down.
Which year do you want me to look at for 95%?
You can go all the way through to the 60s and
No, you're not
compare.
listening. You're not listening to what I'm saying. I'm saying, which years do you want?
All
Which
right,
year
let's go
census do you want?
for.
You want the 1960 census? Hello? Hello? Hey, give us 1 second, brother. We'll come to you. 1 second.
I'm just asking you right now. That figure is not
Oh, I
true.
didn't hear you. Hold on a second. We couldn't hear you. You went out again. What'd you say, sis?
Yeah, I was saying the figure for right now. Can you confirm to everyone in here that that is not true? That it's this high?
No, I said in 1960. You
No,
claimed
and
it was.
okay. I'm about to give you the date, but I want you to answer from right now today if that is not the figure because it's out there and it's 100% fact.
It's definitely not. In the 1960s, percent of black children in America were not born to two-parent households. Absolutely not. I don't even think whites were that high in the 1960s. The
And
only
what's the
people that
figure
might have
today?
been high, I'm almost done. That's a different argument. We can come to that in a second. But I'm trying to go to the 1960s. The only figure that was that high was probably Eskimos. And that's because there's only 10 Eskimos. And so they all live together. So could you do it again? Could you tell us where I can get the information from?
Yeah, census.
Okay. How does the census tell us if the parents are married or not? What question was it on the census?
It asks them if they're married, if they're in a single household, how many children they got.
1960 census questions. I got you. So you're saying on the census, it said that 90. Okay, so again, do you have the data?
The date is right there. You can find it on JSTOR if you like.
I'm looking at it. I don't see that high. No. You have to give it to us. I'm not going to do this. I'll ask you one more time. I've Googled it. I can't find it. I have better data. I have better than JSTOR. Nothing's coming up of 95%. Can you please tell us again where you're getting the 95%?
I just said it's from JSTOR. I don't know if they block the records for you.
No,
Because
JSTOR
out here, it doesn't get blocked.
Man, JSTOR is not. JSTOR is just a clearinghouse. It's where articles are uploaded to. So what's the title of the article I should look at? I know it sucks. You just can't get away with saying bullshit. That's JSTOR is not.
I just said go to the US Census data.
I got you.
Okay, and you will
I'm
see.
looking at US Census data. I'm looking at it. 1960.
The lowest
US
figure I
Census.
think they had was about 81, 82%.
You said 95.
So that's
All right, I got it right here. I got it right.
The lowest
I have it right here. I have it
the
right here.
lowest figure
I have
was
it right here.
82%.
I have it right here. 61% of black adults in the U.S. were married. I have 61. Oh shit, I went to grad school with this girl. Oh, that's crazy. Anyway, I'm seeing 61%.
And what's the percentage today?
32. Damn. So let me just finish, and then y'all can go on. Y'all gonna do what you want to say.
No, I hear you.
I don't. 1 second. You said it was 95.
Not every year. Not every year.
Ma'am, the census taken every year in America.
I know. That's what I said. It's not like I'm not saying consistently like it was the same.
It was never 95%. It was never not. Let me just finish. I agree that if you're a traditionalist and you think you're married, it is too low. I agree with that. But that does not mean that blacks were having higher outcomes in 1960. So let me ask you a question. Let's say it was 61%, 75%. Were more blacks above the poverty line in 1960 or below the poverty line compared to now? Were more children living in poverty in 1960 as a percentage of the population or now? MC?
I'm not sure. I'm gonna be honest with you on that.
I know you're not. All right, you guys got it. what does the marriage rate tell us?
Check that chat I just said.
What does the marriage rate tell us about black outcomes when marriage rates are high? What is it?
That's a formidable question.
Strong economic. I think you're trying to allude to stronger economics and stronger community. I think.
So why did that not happen in the 1950s?
It did, per se. If you look at that stat I just put in chat.
That's not about economics.
Well, do you believe, I think this has been a very simple question to the world. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was trying to respond. If the answer is connotated to economics, I am going to say, because I put it in the chat when you asked were they above or below the poverty line, and I said I'm going to say below the poverty line because of the finances. And I'm going to add this in there, and I know you probably want to break it down. I'm going to say because of the mistreatment with racism, the job opportunity, they weren't there like that at that time. Not saying that they weren't in the workforce, but as far as being accepted, being prominent in the workforce in the sense of being able to fight your for it. Huh? What? What do you say?
Finish what you're saying. Mike will come to you in a second.
Okay. So I'm gonna say because of that, the equal pay opportunities wasn't there like they were, time went on. So I'm gonna leave it right there because I know I'm sure you're gonna have something to say, and I want to make sure that I respond or someone else can.
It's a crazy. Yeah, he'll pick up Donald Trump and that's all.
Thank you. Like, appreciate it. Good idea, bro. All right, that's not on topic. Okay, cool. So if marriage is the panacea and it didn't work out before because of certain issues, I guess now if all black people got married, everything. That's fine. I understand. I was fascinated by the 95% number.
I think she might have got her percentages wrong, but I think her subject matter, it wasn't so much the messenger, it was more so the message. And yeah, her percentage probably wasn't politically correct.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's just like when I said 500 a month, you was like, it was less than that. Yeah, I'm just picking a number for a conversation. Sometimes you just give them.
That number matters because I'm still trying to understand how a man allows a woman to kick him out of the home. They think he is the head. Let me finish. You talk about women and feminists and their emotional and all that. You have no discipline or self-control. None at all. I didn't even finish the sentence. I'm trying to understand how a man allows a woman to kick him out of the home in order to get less money than what he's bringing in. That's one.
Let's stop there, like you do me. Stop there. Stop there.
I am good.
Well, first of all, when a woman decides it's time for you to go, she has all the power. She can accuse you of something, take the job. That's why the divorce rate.
1950s. I'm talking about the 50s. The father in the home rule was in the 50s.
Did you see how much money? Did you see how much money was being made in 19? Like I said, my grandparents stayed married. It wasn't about infidelity.
How much money for whom? For black people?
No. What I'm saying is, don't you agree? Two parents bring home more money than one parent. So what you're asking?
1950s?
Yeah. Don't you want two parents in the home in the 1960s?
Oh no.
My grandmother was like 70-some years
I
old.
don't want your parents in the home now. What I'm saying
I do too. I think they should have parents stay, not
listen to what I'm
separate.
saying. I see why you didn't get a woman. This is sad.
What? I like your that's smooth though. Okay.
Yeah, I know it's smooth. Let me finish.
Yeah, but that both.
The two parents and all, I'm talking about that. What I'm saying is that why would a woman, when a man kicked out who was bringing more?
We're two parents and now I'm saying the women just kicked the men out and that was a downfall of kicking the men out. Is that the question you're asking me?
Yes, because the argument is that the Democrats put in father's out of the house.
So you don't believe that? You don't believe that part? No, no, you gotta stop right there. Like
It's not that I don't believe it. It's not that I don't believe it. I've never seen any evidence for that. I have seen, young black girls. I've seen some documentaries, particularly in certain cities. See, like, I don't want them in the house. I don't want them in. They weren't the husband. But to the point that explains fatherlessness, I've never seen that any sociologist or economist say that. So I'm trying to understand the logic behind people who believe it. So if I'm a man, let's use your numbers, and I make $500 a month, and welfare is giving me $275 a month, the woman, why would she kick the man out, one, who made $500 a month? And two, how does a woman in 1950 kick a man out of a house he pays for? That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, I see where Dan is coming from because back in those days, this is connotated to what you're saying, Dan. Up until 1974, women could be refused to be able to get a home or a car solely in their names. They needed a man or a husband to be a co-signer. So fiscally, it wouldn't make sense for them to kick the man out of the house, knowing that there's a certain man's presence. And that, I think it was called the one.
But he still, why would a man leave? Or what makes it? I just put something in the chat. Look at it.
You're not listening. Oh my God. Ron is trying to tell you. Hold on. I'm telling you, somebody's trying to get there. Women did not have the rights that men did in the period. So the kinds of things that people are saying women have done or did they could not have done. That's my point. Now, I'll read what you put in the chat. In particular, certain wealth. Single parent, okay. However, research emphasizes that broader factors. So then I'll ask you another question. Yeah, you stopped it off. It said how it says complex, in particular, certain one over for a single parent. We agree with that. Do you know one of the single parent rule constitutional?
No, I'm not going to Google it.
Do you know the movie?
No, I don't know. But I'll tell you this.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you. It's not
Okay.
1968. No. It's not 1868. The epidemic of all the black fatherlessness starts after it was ruled unconstitutional. I think it's Alabama v. King, if I recall correctly. I've been in these black fathers in the home rule. So, welfare, father in the home rule was long gone before fatherlessness. Furthermore, the hyper lack of fatherlessness, as you all call it.
No, let's get back to let's get talking about
In sixth grade.
Until they drop up or to get muscle still they were arrested like you see these people get free now after man, you see what's happening in Detroit? Okay, but you see what's happening.
We're not talking about child support. Stop talking. We're talking about how the father.
They manipulate the system for the women to win. What don't you understand?
So how about this? This is very easy. Get your woman in check. And this is the other thing that I love about black men like you. Get your woman in check. If you have your woman in check, she would take welfare.
So you just seen a woman. You just seen a woman with Stephon Diggs.
You gotta let me speak.
I'm just saying, you see what women manipulate the system on?
Guys, come on, bro. You gotta let me speak. We're talking about regular guys, regular dudes.
And they're making 30,000.
You gotta, you're gonna move down, bro. You gotta let me finish. You gotta. You want to be a patriarch. You want to be a man. Get your woman in check. These women, grid, all of them on the same. Sorry to use your grid. You know why they got the mouth running the way they are? Because they're not in check.
You know,
If you get,
you know,
I'm on. We're talking one more time. I'm gonna kick you out. No, we're talking one more. If you talk, stop, bro. Oh, yeah, what's going on, bro? Hold on, brother. You were just talking about child support. We're not talking about child support. Stay on topic, and I'll be done here. If you are a man and your woman chose welfare over you, you know what that means? You ain't no real man. Like, let's have a real conversation. Not this ridiculous. $125 a month, $200, whatever, $100 a month, and the projects over you. You wasn't a man. So when I hear a bunch of conservatives who want to go back to traditional households and traditional family structures talk about, well, they took the father out of the home. A real father wouldn't allow anybody to take him out of his home. Y'all don't want to have that conversation.
and one nigga that killed 8 people,
Because the
he
women
just killed 8 of them.
stuff. And because the women, I'm talking about the 1950s, not a dude that snaps. Y'all, bro. Because the women that y'all complain about as being out of order and talk too much and loud and all that, you know why they do it? Because bums like you can't get them in order. See, the men need to have a real conversation among the men and stop blaming the Democrats, stop blaming the government, but these traditionalist men, and learn how to get them in check. Bring some order. You are 48 years old and you never been married and had no kids. You shouldn't be talking about black families at all. To my mind, you've let the race take you.
That's very funny. I told you your intellectual insult. That's very cute. But by the way, it doesn't matter. A man don't have a waiting period. Women have a waiting period. They can't. It's very hard. Like Kevin Samuels said, women need to go ahead and get on that horse. But they've been listening to I don't want no scrub. WAP. These are what is it? Pound Town. Get down. I mean, this shit is ridiculous. They're training our women to be independent and secure. Look, I can't.
Is Mel in here? You hear all of this talk about the waiting? Okay.
No, well, has to be the president. Thank God she wasn't.
So anyway, Mel, you hear all of this stuff that's being said? Yeah. Say yes.
Kevin Samuels was right. Boy, that's why they.
All right. Okay, let's get the mic around.
Please, this is
Go ahead, Brooklyn. Right.
Yeah, I know when it's the truth, it hurts, don't it?
But I just want to explain that so long. It's like it's a podcast. I want to give myself a pat on the back because with all of this bullshit, I've been on quiet. Yeah, I can't say nothing about me. I ain't do nothing wrong.
Yes, you have earned your RJ doctrine. I'll go to print one out and send it to you. But bro, see, I hate it. I'm not gonna do it. Talking to you, and then you're not responding to what's being said, and it's hard to have a conversation when you're.
The problem is the nigga 48, no kids, no woman, and has no roommate. You can't get through to a nigga like that.
Hold on, why you add that part with the roommate? I got 3 roommates, 2 roommates. I make money. I'm a rental. I've had relationships. I just didn't commit to them because I saw my brothers.
You have no experience with.
What? With a relationship?
Yes.
I've had relationships.
complaining about
Y'all women are too
having
cool.
what you never had.
Well, let me say this. I believe in a man does a man what he needs to do. Women like to back talk.
What you mean women like to back talk?
Man, they just they don't. This new modern, the modern women. Let's get out the 60s.
No, ain't no such thing as no modern woman, nigga.
It is. What the fuck? I don't want no scrubs. They got wet ass pussy.
You weak, bro.
Talking about.
You weak.
You a simp. You voted for
You're
Tampa.
50 and you have any legacy,
Voted
nigga.
for I do. My family
You
is
50 years old.
1880. That's judgmental, man.
You weak, bro. You weak as fuck.
You a simp.
You gonna die with nobody hearing your fucking name. You gonna die with
Nah,
nobody.
you don't know what I'm gonna do, nigga.
You weak, bro. You failed us. You failed us,
Sissy
nigga.
ass simp.
You failed us, nigga.
You failed yourself.
You let all these decades pass you.
You stay
Fine. You can't do. Nigga, you lost. You lost.
Yeah, that's whatever. I'm
Your name gonna die with you. Your name gonna die with you. It's not even worth being passport.
You want boys and girls.
Bro, you can't.
Why you a boner? I bet you ain't got no girl. I bet you beat your.
Yeah, I got a wife and kids. Fuck, nigga. You 50 years old. You gonna die with your name gonna die with you, bro.
You shit, man.
No woman can even find you.
I got a college in my backyard with a business, nigga. I make money.
Oh, you got a business, huh? Everybody. I said, everybody your president and die.
Since 1880. I'm visiting some good food.
How does it feel when you knowing that you're a fairy and that your name gonna die with you?
Y'all ain't.
Why is you talking to us?
Because I like talking to them. Y'all, I bet you want the Molly and they. Y'all like that frog going. I know pretty dudes.
I bet you can't stop talking.
I can't. Just remove me.
I'm trying to. Let me see. Yeah, I know me either. So you're talking, but you got a bitch.
Hey, Wayne.
I can't even Brooklyn. My phone is overheating from all this hot breath. He actually did us a favor. Could you imagine a nigga like that having a kid? Can you imagine having to listen to him in your house, in your bed, in your shower? Good Lord.
So y'all don't want me to talk to them, but y'all want to talk about it.
No,
Make
we're
that
done.
make fucking
We're
sense.
done. No, nothing makes sense in this group, sir. Okay, it's over. So it's okay.
So y'all always saying to keep men accountable. Then when we talking about we trying to hold men accountable, you want to shut me. All right.
You understand?
What you say?
Alright, so let's Spinoza and
Oh,
we
fuck
have the
this shit, bro.
conversation.
We're gonna move on and let's not hold niggas accountable. Let's talk about some other dumb shit.
Oh damn.
But one mic.
Miss Vanilla, have you been in the room for the last 2 hours?
Obviously, yeah.
Okay, so he's been talking for 2 hours straight. What the hell? What is the fucking point? You've been talking for 2
Well,
hours.
first of all,
straight.
Misa down.
That's it. That's all I'm
This
saying.
time
I'm
down.
excited.
Okay, but you have to let me, I understand that, so let me speak. He came up on, Spinoza came up on the stage to hold him accountable. That's why he came up on the stage. That's why I did not, I'm still not finished.
Okay, I'm asking.
I wasn't done. And that's why every other woman did not go off their mic. Let them two have it out, and finally let these men have this conversation and let Spinoza catch him up. That's the point. How about that? It's simple as that.
Okay, Spinoza, go over here. Bring him up. Go ahead. Let's see how long this lasts. Go ahead.
All right, you got it. No, go ahead.
Shut up.
You
No,
think?
I ain't got
I've been butt broken too, so I'm just shut the fuck up.
I mean, the Lord did say be Fruit for the multiply. I did my job.
Yeah, but ain't never too late for me. But women got, hey, that hole will never close. But you can run out of string, but I'm good. Did that actor make a baby at 78? My daddy didn't have me till he was 50, so I'm good. Hey, look, hey, with the women, with the
Maybe 50-year-old sperm that was infected.
it's all good. Some women freeze their eggs like Kendrick.
Why are you worried about what women do?
Man, boy, y'all love giving us some real shit.
Why are you worried about what women do?
And hey, look, I could tell one of y'all niggas voted for Tampa.
Oh, I did. They voted for Harris. Yeah, I can tell you.
Nobody.
I can.
And then Jimmy and Chattanooga, Tennessee, they let transgender read the kids. Just like the girl said about books. It's sad, man. Y'all act like Trump is the worst. But for years, what, 8 years, 12 years, we had Democrats. Shut the fuck up.
So the
Oh
movie
my
Trump
God.
signed his transgender bill. So what's next? Are you
Trump?
satisfied? What's
Trump?
Yeah, he signed the bill.
Nah, with a great bro, Obama.
I'm saying, but he signed a bill in your favor against the transgenders. So what's next?
That's the problem.
You got your
See,
bill.
you said
You got your
against.
bill. So what's
No,
next?
no, no. See, I don't like the way you implied that against the transgender. Look,
That's
if
what you
you,
did.
no, but listen to me.
If you signed a bill preventing the 10 transgender athletes from competing in sports, okay, so what's next?
That is great. That, I mean, are you crazy?
So what's
Hey, look,
next?
okay, what's next is I need the Democratic Congress or whatever they call woman is. They judge the Supreme Judge.
What's next for our kids? You got your bill about the transgender, so what do y'all want next?
Oh, we want to start working for ourselves and start getting back into the things. I can't say one is right and the other one is wrong, but when you get in the concept of female and male, that is a problem. That's a great start. Just like the one lady said, he's bringing Christianity back. We've been a Christian nation trust, and we trust on our money. All I'm saying is, I know that I'm not disrespecting any religion or anything. All I'm saying is, in America, we are the land of the free. You have a right to the First Amendment. You have a right to be Democrat, Republican. But it seems like when people bring up a Republican Party, they get tarnished. It's just like you said with the, I don't know who said it, but it was with the COVID. Oh, you can't go in unless you got discriminated. I got discriminated against because I told them I didn't have my card. I didn't get the shot. Oh, you're making the world sick. I'm like, y'all are falling for fear. God, the only person I fear is God himself. But nobody understands that kind of telepathy or that type of renaissance dealing with.
Thank you. Your mama.
It's a word. It was just a word for the conversation, young lady. I know you're educated. Dumbass wouldn't understand. You probably went to some high level.
I just asked if you
I think you gotta have
going on with your voice.
my shit is the exit on.
Let me tell you what I could put in your throat.
I don't think they mean till they get hit in the mouth.
I will put that.
Yeah, shit, you acting like.
I will beat that. I will beat. I'm not gonna make you see that. But let me tell you what I would do. I will beat your mouth. That's what I would do.
This shit is absurd.
You already
This
sound
woman
like
is
that.
challenging me.
You sound like you are on somebody's
Masculine woman.
and
You're
drinking
very
drink.
masculine.
That's what you
I'm
sound
sure
like.
you're single, because I know your husband ain't you know.
Roommates,
Miss Samuel's not gonna like that. You know you got a
Who cares about Kevin Samuels, his gay ass? That's why y'all niggas follow on him. You is the punk ass nigga.
damn, but y'all follow
You
Barack
a
Obama
punk
and they got
ass
Michael
nigga.
with him.
You a
And then y'all follow the president chick a while.
Can I ask the movie again?
No. Stop.
I don't know who you are, so no white man's gonna tell me no.
No.
That may be a fake fiction.
No, yeah,
That was the wrong. Okay.
No.
Okay.
First off, I can identify how I
See, DLC, the way this man was talking about tampons in the bathroom, I'm wondering if he needs tampons. He's not plugging his booty.
That's what they call him, tampon. Y'all vote for him. You live in Minnesota.
The movie
I
has a
bet you
pussy.
live in Minnesota now with them Somalian. You got that
You got a pussy, nigga. You walk around here with a stinking pussy, with a yeast infection. I
Look so nasty. Your
close
friends
your legs,
are
motherfucker.
your tampon, you nasty.
You shut the fuck up with your yeast infection pussy. Shut the fuck up about nothing. Close your legs.
I seen that, like, I got a younger brother. Man, he had to fight tooth and nail for his kid. It's just because he didn't want the girl no more. Y'all women be playing them roles.
I'm glad you get on the app.
Saying, that mean your daddy probably weak as hell, your granddaddy weak as hell, your great granddaddy weak as hell. Y'all just a bunch of soft ass niggas that can't handle y'all women.
Damn, I got a, hey, my great granddaddy made a business that strap on that spinning business 1880.
You can't even pass your business on to nobody, some white when you die, did you? Learn to appropriate, fuck nigga.
No, you're absolutely right. In due time, I'm not in a rush. I'm American. I'm not in a rush.
And you finna die. What you talking about?
Oh, man. Ain't like a lot. I'm short anyway.
Your sperm already got autism in it, fuck it.
Yeah, I know. That mama think it's gentrification going on.
But I'm thinking like, it's crazy.
I do want to
I don't
say
want to be the freezer. Hey, you ain't got no time to waste. I got the baby daddy.
I do want to say
I got
that
baby mama and we married.
we keep getting told that Kevin Samuels will be upset with us, and I'm still confused at how a nigga who is worm food is going to have any opinions or feelings on anything when he's no longer with us. Sitting over there being fertilizer. Look at him fighting for the fertilizer. He is so upset about the fertilizer. You're a savior. Your Lord, I'm sorry, your Lord and Savior is fertilizer.
Probably making up a little boy
I am
mom.
so
Probably raising a little simple, little sweet ass.
You not raising
That's
shit,
how I got
fuck.
single mom.
Because you can't get no walk.
Yeah, but I'm also, you know, my nephews love me. See, and it's gonna be a black Republican woman that wins, and y'all are mad. Y'all don't like Republicans, just say it. If a black Republican wins, do what Obama did in Virginia. He took off for the white woman. Y'all don't say that.
Hey, how you
Man, you ain't black. Unless you go to white. I know y'all go to white. You better have that hot sauce.
how you get to 50 and you believe in God and you fear God and you ain't never found no wife? You couldn't even keep the first commandment, bro.
What's the first?
The first commandment, nigga. You that first one, nigga?
Yeah. Well, tell me what the first one is. Say you gotta get married. You don't know the first First
Yeah,
Commandment.
you right. I don't know shit about the Bible, man. Just don't back me up, please.
Look like you lonely on this Uber chat.
Lonely, you
48 now. 48.
Fuck, man. Honestly, go hang yourself.
Y'all gonna miss
Why delay, man? Just go get the fucking rope and jump off that bitch.
Agreed.
I can't. I got a college in my backyard. Nobody ain't with me. Nah, them girls, these ladies on here. Listen, yeah, I like them young, boy. All boys' school, college out here. Damn, I bite my fingernails. I can tell your character stinks. Hey, your character stinks. See, I can get correction for my facial stuff, but your character, you need Jesus. Oh, my bad. Physicality. Physicality, I can correct you. But you can't correct your character. Your character's dirty. Along with the y'all little Tim Waltz and that chick character, y'all need to straighten out, man. Oh, man, y'all got problems.
All right. Let's move on, bro. The movie, you done? You got anything else to get out?
No, sir. Go to the next subject.
All right. Y'all got my section is over.
Would y'all like to talk about sport? That no quarterback has ever won the Super Bowl without two parents? Did y'all know that? No quarterback has ever won a Super Bowl without having two parents around. We can change the subject.
How many wide receivers won it without?
I said
I
quarterback.
asked you a different question.
Oh, I don't know. You know the deer with no eyes? I have no idea.
I mean, but what correlation?
Meaning
Quarterbacks
more.
have two parents.
Yeah, meaning like Deion said, I want a quarterback that got two parents. That D-line, he can have a single parent. Deion Sanders, you have a father in your life, your son or daughter is finna take off. Look at the tennis guy. He brought up two young ladies, and they called them dudes, but he sacrificed them the best they could be.
What was your question?
No, I'm saying with the question in like, oh, I don't know. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so my question is, do you all have a issue with conservatism, like as a let's not like polarize it with current affiliations, but just like black conservatives in general, or like what's the actual concern?
Yeah, I think political conservatism. You mean generally or modern political conservatism?
Generally, I'm saying generally.
Okay. Yeah, I think conservatism politically, as political ideology, has only worked against the material, cultural, social, and legal uplift and progression of black people in America.
Okay, so through the lens of like a black liberation lens, you have an issue with black conservatism.
No, from citizenship, I think from a citizenship lens, black conservatism is dedicated.
Question man, real quick. When you say that, how do you feel about when you talk about the past that a lot of blacks were Republicans? Like I said, the Hiram Rebels at my school, that was the first president, and things like that. When you look at the early days, was it after Reconstruction? Maybe I'm not being politically incorrect, but that's my question to you.
No answer. They went away from it, and so Democrats switched because Democrats. I mean, black people switched because Democrats gained more civil rights. I don't know. Aaron, did you have? Somebody put California as a shithole under Democrats' control. Yeah, it's the fourth largest economy in the world. It's where computer tech and innovation goes. It's the main grower of crops in America. Like I said, it was zone economy before, but it's a shithole. But not Oklahoma or Alabama or Mississippi. You're right. All of California is a shithole. You're right. Thank you. That's such a great point. The world's fourth largest economy is a shithole. This is well put. Let's do Oklahoma, Alabama, West.
And don't forget to add Chicago in that because when they did the Democratic convention, and they
What
let
about Chicago?
all the immigrants.
So part of what happens is because y'all don't travel, you only know about what you see on TV. That's a very small part of Chicago.
It's no, sir. I was just saying for the Democratic convention when they had borders and they wouldn't let people in. Immigrants free housing and they.
Okay, so Trump stopped me.
I think it's I mean, no, I know my bad. I think black employment has went down. We had more jobs.
Women are unemployment.
The unemployment rate has went down since Trump.
No. In fact, it almost got to 80%. It's worse under Trump. You didn't know that? That black unemployment under Trump?
No, because you see.
Employment numbers. Aaron, did you have anything else? Anything else?
Myself, here in like 10, 15 years.
Would you be against civil rights?
No. See, that's the thing. Like, I think I'm thinking more so like ideologically saying that, not like in practice. I think that oftentimes is like my hang up. I do think that much of like I'm wary of moving boundary stones too much, right? So I think people are I guess I like the moderate left, but I am very wary of like too much movement when it comes to uh, many topics, and then also just I think ideally I would want limited government like intervention in certain things. The reality is, as a black man, I can't it comes into conflict, but I don't know. I feel like until there's like the ability to have just like neutral conversation within the community about those ideologies and which ones actually assist in forward progression as a community. Um, I don't know. I do think that even though I don't, the movie, he was saying some wild things. I do think that we have seen the overreach of government influence within the community that has led to negative
Give an
outcomes.
example.
Yeah, I would actually utilize. I find there could be a few examples. I do think. I think welfare to a certain extent. Not from the perspective.
Well, let's stop there. What party did the bad welfare thing we didn't like? Because Republicans voted for welfare too.
No. So I mean, see, but that's what I'm saying. I'm not looking at political party, right? Like if I'm removing political party from, I think I have issues with both sides, right? So if I remove political party, I can just look at the institution in and of itself and say, hey, I think that this is problematic.
All right, what's wrong with welfare? What's wrong with welfare?
I think the way that it was drawn up and created has made people very reliant on it.
Also, it was changed radically in 1996. Are you familiar with welfare?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, so why are we talking about it?
I'm very familiar.
Okay, so then why are we talking about how it was originally created? That system doesn't exist anymore.
Well, I would still say under the current system as well.
Right, so what's wrong with the current? Give us specifics. You're rambling. What's wrong with the current welfare system is what I'm asking.
I think that there are many individuals who are very reliant, and there are measures, there
Just give us some of the negative impacts.
Made you very dependent on the
Well,
system.
the movie. 1 second.
My bad. And you were right about earlier too about the unemployment.
I know. Go ahead.
Well, I just want them to recognize
All right, God bless you.
about you.
I got it. Give us the negative impacts of welfare on the community. Aaron, just break it down, bro. Aaron, are you there? What was the negative? Man, you on mute, brother Aaron. We can't hear you. Give us the negative impacts.
Nah, I'm actually good. I know when to disengage from other
Yes, I know you do. When you have to back up your claims, that's exactly when they disengage. I don't blame you. If I also didn't know what I was talking about, I would also disengage. I'll mute up. And I know people really hate talking to me on that app because I'm somebody who actually asks simple questions, and it just hurts to be confronted with the depths of your own ignorance. It hurts. I used to be like that too. I was 11, then I realized I had to fix things. That's wow. You make a claim, and I ask you for an example, and you say you don't want to back out. It's incredible. So you're flirting with conservative as a black man, and the conservatives just got rid of the Voting Rights Act. But you want to.
Now you're talking about a party.
No, that's.
I'm talking about an ideology, not a party.
Can I finish? I'm actually talking about an ideology because modern conservatism was born out of backlash to things like the Voting Rights Act. I'm just talking about ideology. So if you're flirting with conservatism, do you know which philosophy and who the major founders and articulators of that philosophy are? Do you know who William Buckley is? You know who William Buckley is? Aaron, do you know who William Buckley is? Aaron, do you know who earned, and iron earned? Do you know who William Buckley is? But you flirting with conservatism. If you Google on, when I tell you that black men are being propagandized to believe that you have to be conservative to be a real man because there are no mentors or fathers to tell them otherwise, that's what we're seeing. These people think that you are a conservative if you are a man and not a homo or a woman or a feminist if you vote for tampon Tim and liberals. It is pure propaganda. Earned, and iron earned doesn't know anything about conservative ideology. And he'll conflate traditionalism with political conservatism. Black people always go to church, that's what he'll say. He doesn't know anything. But he's flirting with an ideology that was born out of backlash to equal black Negro rights in America. It's incredible stuff. I hope y'all do well. I got mine. I've invited a Rico who loves to speak in the chat. I want him to come up and tell us how FBA men are independent. And then we'll go over the job numbers of FBA men that came out last Thursday. We'll do you three and come on up, brother Rico, since you are so well educated on the topic.
May I say something bad real quick?
Do you think, bro?
I don't know if it was you per se, I wasn't paying attention to the circle. Like, the propaganda, when you said propaganda, are you familiar with the 2012, 2013 propaganda that Obama redid and allowed them to propagate American citizens? And this is no slight on
you. Are so stupid.
Yeah,
I just really wish you to shut up. Please.
Well, I wasn't talking to you. First of all, I was speaking with Ban. If he saw my text message I sent on the chat, so about the propaganda. When I heard the word propaganda, it's very broad.
You're not even saying the word nor using it right. Just shut the fuck up.
but you can't read
Brooklyn, RJ Doctrine. Yeah. There's only but so much of this shit I can take, though. I'm really good.
Yeah. Well, do what you do best, like a woman. Swallow it. Just don't bite it. Yeah, I forgot that freedom of speech that Luke did for us and Afro Man.
Yes, I see it. I see the amendment to the Smith Boom. Yeah, I see it. What's
Yes, sir. That's all I was asking. What's your opinion on that thing?
was an amendment to an old law. It didn't do anything substantive. I don't find anything particular bad about it. What do you find bad about it? Besides Obama did it. What do you think he's married to a man? Besides that, what was that?
Well, when you're able to spit propaganda to the American citizens, I'll go to one deeper. I don't know if you're a conspiracy theories like I am. I'm kind of conspiracy like when the Challenger. I was in fifth grade when the Challenger blew up, and they had a guy go back on the internet and said all the people still alive. You know, you can Google all that. You know, and it's just kind of weird that we believe everything we just hear in media and social media, because if you go back to before 2012, there was no Instagram. You just had to go do your own internet or go to the library, research. Like, I don't think Brooklyn knows what a Dewey Decimal System is, you know, or cursive writing. And that's my slight on her. I'm saying it. I want to be offensive.
And not to move you could have made your whole point.
I know. I went off track.
Cause now she gonna go off.
Go off, man. I hold my breath while she speaks. She don't run this.
I hate this nigga so bad. And you know what? I chose this Barbie because this is the perfect representation of who I am. Done and all. I don't know why niggas like this even bother with me because I'm not hers.
You sound very tough, like a masculine woman.
As I should.
I know we're the only culture that teach independence to a woman. Be strong, be black, fuck that nigga. We don't want no scrubs. We don't want no scrubs, but you got that WAP, that wet ass.
You don't think that they teach that to women in Europe, independence? Are you in Europe before?
Okay.
Have you been to Europe before?
Yes, I have. I've been to Pompeii.
Okay.
Yeah. What's the other one? Not Greece. What's the one in Italy where they had the casino? Damn, the expensive ass place. The casino costs like $30,000 a night. Monte Carlo, Pompeii. We stayed 2 nights in Spain, in Barcelona. We went to Pompeii, Monte Carlo. That's when I seen a Bugatti for the first time. And let me tell you, hey, Van, if I make 10 more seconds, I went to a place that's like the Holy Land for Catholics. I was brought up Catholic, but I don't believe in it as much as now that I got older. But it's the same place like what they do when they kiss their wall in Jerusalem or wherever they go. No, I went to Lourdes, France.
Oh, Lourdes, okay.
Lourdes, and that water there, it is really the real deal.
Okay. Were the women independent in Europe or not?
No, actually, every woman was so thrown at you. And you know what else I learned about Europe? I woke up at 2 p.m. And when I turned on the Weather Channel, it was a naked girl on there with her titties out. And I asked the guy down, the butler downstairs, I said, sir, they be doing nudity like that? Look, you're not in America. And we don't look at sex the same way. You know how they talk or whatever.
Okay.
Yes, sir, I got stamps on my passport.
All right. The point is that European women, they actually have lower rates in most countries of marriage, and they're less traditional than Americans are. But go ahead, bro.
No, I'm not going to Google it or chat and try to dispute what you're saying. I can agree with it. I just know, in my community right here in small little Mississippi, these black women are getting rid of these niggas, getting divorced. And when, like, I only can go back to my guy Kevin Samuels, because I like what he said. When a white girl, like these Russians that came to Alcorn State, the five of them got married, and 3 of their black friends, they just looking for marriage. I was just saying, they don't mind working with a guy till he builds up. A woman, when you look on that pop balloon show, it's like, what is your income? I need a bag. You know, it's just the way we're brought up culturally.
The movie, how old are you and what part of Mississippi?
He's 48 with 3 male roommates.
No. Well, I just moved one of them out. I'm 48 and I live at Alcorn, Mississippi, where it's right next to Alcorn State, where Steve McNair, Megger Evers went to. It's just an HBCU school.
I'm familiar. What do you do for a living?
Okay. I run a bit. My family has a business, and I'm a renter. Like, I rent out trailers and houses. And that's why I have time to play on this app, because I had nothing else to do, because I was paying a psychiatrist like $400 or whatever, and then my nephew said, get on this app, this Uber app, and give me $50, and I give him $50 because this is great therapy.
Excellent. Do you want to give me $400?
Well, that's what I was paying for a therapist, but this room, I would rather give Ben $50 or $100 because he keeps control of his room.
So then we should send Ben some money for Ben's labor, because Ben, you've really stretched everyone's capacity.
I wouldn't give a fuck. It looked like you a gold digger.
Who's the gold digger? Because you don't have any gold to dig.
But mind you, he was soliciting.
Was she waiting on a response from a nigga?
No, not at all.
You don't have to respond.
Hi, Pixie. Hey, love.
Well, I wasn't. But Ben, back to you, my brother. You had made up some good point of views, and I'm not here to argue by no means. I think two people can have an intellectual conversation and have different point of views without argument. My question is, it goes back to the no man at home taking, and that goes for everybody who don't pay child support. Mississippi, I think they just abolished it. They would take your driver's license because you was late on child support. So when you go to jail, you're backed up on child support. And I'm not saying every man went out their way to pay child support, but the ones who were that got their license.
Why do you know so much about this and you've never had children?
I got 6 brothers, wench. Can I ask Ben a question?
Seriously, the niggas is getting pussy and you not.
Oh my God, I got a colleague. Do I have to tell you that I got head last night? I don't have no commitment to no woman. I'm a player, I'm a pimp or whatever. I'm not a simp woman.
Wait.
Shit, go back to New York where y'all finna get my diamond shit. Oakland or whatever your fucking name is.
You can't read. You don't see the people.
I'm dyslexic, so now Democrats make fun of dyslexic people.
Wait, Kate, before you continue, I just have a quick question. So you said you got referred here from a relative or a friend because you didn't want to pay your therapist. So just to clarify, you're in the room for therapy and not intellectual discourse. I just want us all to be very clear. That's what you said, so I just want to make sure I heard you right. You already there?
Oh yes, sir, I'm here, man. Don't take everything that serious, bro. You take it too pinpoint. Look,
No,
bro,
I just like to go on what the people say. So if you didn't mean it, you're welcome to take it back.
Hey, Just Jamal, how you been, baby?
I've been doing all right.
I will say this, I am so grateful that, in this new iteration of, policy, that, we can now say offensive words, because the movie, baby, you have been a gutter snipe on this stage, like flat out retarded.
Retard.
And when you get a chance, check the chat about the ash experiment. And that's what they talking about.
Yo, Mama, I blame you for not being on this stage.
I'm ashamed that some people are not educated enough to know what the ash experiment is.
I think I was a bit taken back that you didn't know how to enunciate Brooklyn.
That's my dyslexia. I didn't want to. I do that shit to be funny. Oakland. Like you look Oakland. My people from the Bronx though. I have nothing but West Indies in my blood green, and that's why they all on the East Coast.
Hey, the move. The move, can I? The movie, can I get?
I'm a crash.
Don't crash, don't
Crash out. Shit, bump your head, make you get a knot on that motherfucker.
Hey, the movie, can I just have a little quick conversation with you? Because I understand where you attempting to come from. But I think, Dan, if you still here, can hear, I think what Ben is getting at is if you're going to rebut or attempt to debunk or even disagree, don't do it with narratives that are not proven. Don't do it with narratives that are not factual. Don't do it with narratives that are not connotative to the talking point at hand. Because I see where you're coming from, but it's not really hitting home because it's not coming from the point where you can research or look it up, say, go down a line and say boom, 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 and connotation to the points that Dan is making, and to disagree, and you don't have any factual data and to back it up, then in my opinion, respectfully, I would stand on the position of, listen, this is just where I'm at, this is how I feel, and then Dan is still going to examine you to say, well, okay, well, where did these feelings come from? What information did you receive for you to feel that way? So you have to be able to bring something to the table when you're debating like that, so that respectfully it doesn't turn into all of this. And I think that's what Dan and some of the people are coming from. And if I'm wrong, y'all, just correct.
No, sir, I respect what you said. And I don't think it's me and Dan. I think it was more the other young lady. But when I speak, I'm speaking from things I saw, but then I have to back up and go to whatever YouTube to find this article. I don't have time for that. I'm just speaking as an open mic, just to give our opinion. Like Van got frustrated earlier. That's probably why he's not responding now. He's like, I'm tired of just back and forth on it. Make your point, and if you disagree with it, it's fine. I have no problem with you disagreeing with. We don't have to agree to disagree. First of all, I don't believe in that shit. Either it's the truth or it's not. Water is wet. Now, if you feel like Waltz and Dan would have been a better president, in your opinion, okay. I'm just saying, for me, I'm glad it didn't happen. But I got to get persecuted, and I'm this, I'm that. You like them white boys over there. You don't want the Democratic Party. And I'm like, man, what the fuck? They got to do just my fucking opinion on it. I don't give a fuck. If Tim Walton or whatever was the president right now, I couldn't do shit about it.
He wasn't running for president. You keep saying that.
But I'm just saying the vice president. Tim, I think both of them are funny.
So what would you rather have? What would you rather have? The possibility of tampons in a school bathroom or the Iran war?
Now that's a great question. Let me say this. I like what Trump did, because he said, I'm going to bomb the shit out of him. And you know what Kamala said and Biden said? Oh, just don't. We've been talking about the Iran war from Barack, all the presidents. Iran has always been a threat to us. We just finally found the president with some balls.
Stay right there.
See, there you go with that again. Stay right there. I will. As a respect of the room.
Yeah, what was the threat Iran posed to the U.S.?
They've been a world threat over everything. See, I really think we should have went in Iran before we went to Iraq. Iran with their regime, and a lot of people don't understand this also. You have forget my terminology. Some Saudi kings and shit, they're not on the list of Forbes. So yeah, Iran has been a global nuclear problem since they. Oh, they've always been nuclear threat. And not only nuclear threat, they kept some hostages during Biden's administration.
Do they have a nuclear?
Oh no, we bombed the shit out of them.
No, before they bombed it, did they have a nuclear?
Oh, they were building it. They were building, and I tell you to compare this to. I did my comparison to this man, and I know you might think it's off subject. It's just like, what threat did Libya bring to us when Hillary Clinton, we came, we saw, we killed that nigga. What did he do?
Yeah, I thought that
He
was
was
wrong
great.
too. I
You know what? Thank you.
I want to go back. Over gas prices. The gas prices spike and energy prices and food and that's something because of the Libya bombing. Just wondering.
Well, he did a lot of, was he doing that Obama area? Nobody cared because he was a black president, but a lot of shit was fucked
I'm
up.
asking you, did it stop global traffic of oil?
Oh, no, I know what you're asking. No, I got you.
All right, cool.
I know where you're going with this,
So
but
you
go
think
ahead.
that Iran was a threat. So how were they going to hit the U.S.? Break that down.
We sit on the island. It wasn't so much hit us. It's you ever seen like they have cells and they were a threat to not democracy, because we're not democracy. We're a republic. I pledge allegiance to the republic. With democracy and republic. Oh, what he has on Iran's?
What's the difference between a republic and a democracy?
Oh, a democracy wants majority wins. A republic is more for the people.
What's the difference?
A democracy is going to take, if it's 51%, oh, they win.
Do we have that in our elections?
Well, what we have is just like the electoral
We
vote.
have that in our elections. That's all I'm asking.
Oh, yeah, we do.
Okay, so then how's
Yeah,
it
but the
different than
populist
democracy?
vote don't win the election, but the populist don't win.
You're not listening to what I'm saying. Do we have that in our elections or not?
You talking about a democracy?
Do we have 50% plus one? Do people win elections like that?
I think that's how they want it, but that's not how it's gonna go.
So when you vote for senator, how are senators elected? Break it down.
What's that? The primary vote? That's not one of my strong play. What is that? Like right now,
In the
we got
general
the vote
election in
coming up.
November, when we vote for senators, who's declared the winner?
I see what you're going with.
The person who gets the most votes.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's the ones that
That
get
do
the majority.
You live in Alabama, Mississippi.
Yes,
Your
you're right on that. And I was being specific to the presidency, but I know where you're going with that. You're right.
So
You're
right.
right.
Does the president get a majority of any vote?
Yeah, they can win it. I mean, you can win
No,
the
they
popular
get a
vote.
majority of any vote. Let me ask you a question. If they get a majority of the electoral college, win?
Oh, yeah, but see, electoral college and popular votes are two different
That's
things.
not what I'm asking. I'm not asking you that. Do they get a majority of the electoral college vote? Do they win?
Hold on. Someone like they won in the state of Mississippi, yeah, he get those 6 seats or that electoral college, yes.
And then how do you get electoral votes?
That's a good question.
Break it down.
That always baffled me. They can get the majority of the popular, but yet somehow they still win. Like my small state of Mississippi. That's a great question. I'm not a political science major. That's a great question.
You're a citizen. You don't have to be a political science major to know how the president.
Yeah, but I guess what I'm saying is when Trump won Mississippi, evidently some voters voted more for him to get our little 6 little votes. But they showed where Koala, whatever her name is, won the popular vote. And I got another question real quick. How did Biden get 80 million votes to win?
Stop. She didn't win the popular vote.
Oh, she did? Oh, yeah, he did lose the popular vote, too. And you know what I was thinking about? Al Gore, that old regime. Al Gore won the popular vote, but Bush ended up winning.
Yeah, same with Hillary Clinton. All right, now you want to know how Biden got 80 million votes?
Yeah, that's the most out of every presidency ever.
Right, 81 million. Why do you think? What was going on in 2020?
Not my humble opinion. A lot of dead people were voting.
What else was going on in 2020?
The only thing I know is the coronavirus. That's what everybody was scared
In
of.
a lot of states, were you allowed to use mail-in votes?
Yes, they encouraged it. No. I'm talking about sick in the hospital. Like they say 200,000 people died in Arizona and shit. No, they're not voting. And then they also found that there was a lot of dead people voting.
Who found that?
I can Google that again. That's something I would have to. Oh, okay.
And then how do you know who they voted for?
Well, to have 81 million people, 20 more million people vote for Biden than any election ever. That is true.
No, stop. Trump got 77 million in that.
No, he didn't.
Stop.
No,
Yes,
sir.
Yes, hold on a second. Now, I was rocking with you. 2020.
I'm gonna do the same research.
Stop. Just stop. Trump got. Oh, I'm sorry. I said he got 74. He got 7 million more. He got 74 million. In 2016, Hillary got 65 million. In 2024, Koala got 75 million. Trump got 77. That makes sense. He got extra 4 million votes. People was voting mail-in.
Let's go.
You thought Biden was 81 and the next closest was 61? That's why y'all got to talk to other people, not just yourself and your drinks and your drugs. You be fooling yourself for no reason, bro. This is insane. It makes total sense that in COVID, with all that mail-in voting, it was like mail-in voting everywhere. People were like, yeah, I'll mail it in, they wouldn't otherwise vote. And people were pissed at Trump. They wanted to get him the fuck out of there. He was talking about bleach and it's going to go away and bend the curve and everybody was losing jobs. Yeah, he got 81 million. Are you done, Dome? The movie? Did you look it up yet? Was I lying or was the movie? Now you quiet. The movie. What's going on, brother? Allison, how you doing, brother or sister? Did you want to participate in the conversation?
By the way, Dan, you were right. He got 70-something votes this year.
Yeah, 79 last year. I got 77 and change. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Allison, or somebody else that you want to think of. Brandon Jones, is it?
Still, the 81 million was crazy.
It wasn't crazy. It was, they had mail-in states, California, Pennsylvania. It wasn't crazy at all. And it was COVID. People were mad. Trump did a bad job in 20 COVID. He kept telling people it would go away. He was saying this summer it would go away. Remember, he got COVID. This is one of the things I don't understand why the Democrats didn't remind people in 2024. Do you all remember us watching the President of the United States, Donald Trump, being airlifted from the South Lawn, walking?
No. You gotta remember, we're talking about
Yes,
21
we
and 25.
thought his days were numbered.
Ban. We gotta go 21 and 24.
Let me finish my point. It doesn't matter. Go ahead. What do you got to say? Sorry, the movie.
No worries. I want you to finish what I was saying. It wasn't cutting off. It was just pause. You were saying 23 and 20. I'm saying between 21 and 25, when it was the Biden era, what was so great about what we're doing? And then before Trump, you had 8 years of Obama. What was so great about those, 12 and 16 years?
Well, first of all, you do know that just because one party has the presidency, they don't have Congress, right?
Yes. Oh, man, if you can go to my other room that I had, if they didn't understand it.
They can't do it anymore.
And that's why they were saying the Republicans are stopping this and stopping that. They control certain parts of it. Trump only got so many powers. They're mad at Trump because he's taking that sensitivity away. Just because you're in your feelings, who gives a fuck about your feelings? We had, our AG was a transgender that told us, and I will bring up that clip. And whatever that assistant lady, I will bring up the clip. No, you stop. I will bring up the clip. I will go get that clip. Whatever that lady name was, or one man.
No. The attorney.
The blacks are by climate change. I'm finna find it.
Come on, bro. The attorney general.
I'm gonna put it in the app.
Come on, man. Why are you just? I don't understand why you disrespect me. I'm the only person allowed to speak. Everybody else would have kicked you out. I got Brooklyn to stop cussing at you. Why are you disrespecting me? You don't have no friends? You just talk to a nigga that reads and is that what it is? Like, come on. What's going on? We never had a trans attorney general. Y'all just be saying stuff. I mean, I'm mad at Trump because he made a clusterfuck of disagreeing in order to lay out. And he's gerrymandering also disagree with a large number of African Americans in the South to hold up the power by any means possible. So we each see faults in politicians in our own ways. Like
Excuse me one second. Bang, can you look at that?
I know what Rachel Levine was. She was in the health department. She was an undersecretary. She had nothing to do with attorney general.
Well, I mean, like, again, I was politically incorrect. I was politically incorrect.
It's completely different things.
Okay.
It's completely different things.
Okay, I apologize because I got it mixed up. Now, my question is, after you see what I put in there, she said climate change affects black folks. How do you feel about that? Because she made a whole thing during the month of February, Black History Month.
I agree with it. The effects of climate change on black communities, especially coastal black communities in like states where you live, in the local area in Carolina, the Carolinas and Georgia, it's had a devastating effect, mostly on poor, rural black people. I totally agree with you.
So let me ask you this. What is your definition of climate change that affects black folks in Mississippi? Or like you said, in rural poor areas?
Whatever the definition it is, whatever she said.
Oh, that's very broad. Oh.
No, it's not broad. I said whatever it's not broad. I said whatever she said it was, I agree.
Oh.
Who thinks it's also bullshit?
So we from Africa and we worried about heat and climate change?
No, it's not the heat. It's not on your body. It's the effect on the ecosystem. So for example, do you know about shrimping?
A little bit. I'm not from New Orleans. No.
Did you follow shrimp season the last couple of years?
Nah, I never played chess the bubble and all that.
You want to know why? You want to know why it's important?
It's hard that most Muslims don't eat.
See how you're talking over me? I just love it's so fascinating. It's just so fascinating. You don't actually want to talk to me. So I'm going to give you 2 minutes to say whatever you want, then I'll be done.
No, sir. I want you to continue because you don't like to be challenged.
To be challenged when I'm done speaking. So I'm going to let you go.
You start talking about shrimping. I said climate change. Are you believing like Al Gore? You believe the climate? You believe the iceberg's going to melt and flood Florida? They've been saying that. See, I grew up in the era where there was acid rain, and I got like a minute left. There was acid rain, and then in 2000 they said the computers are going to change. I mean, we've been folked up with propaganda all right, and I think, and this is my opinion, you along with other them, like especially Brit, y'all really think we went to space? Like, bro, the only place you can float at is underwater. And I'm going to land on that, because all this shit is buffoonery.
But Imani, I'm sorry. I can ask her name incorrectly.
You just said that we think we didn't go to space, and you... Did you hear me?
I heard that we didn't. Yes, I
We
heard
sent
that.
5 gay
It's
women to
amazing.
float around for 10 seconds. Yeah, right. And we
No, I
sent
guess,
5 more astronauts up there.
But you know what? But I guess Hurricane Katrina didn't exist then.
You know what my opinion on that? A lot of earthquakes
Well,
happen.
I wasn't here, so
bombs
it
in
is.
the ocean.
That's a
And, you know, Hurricane Katrina, I lived through Hurricane Katrina, so yes, it existed. But that doesn't mean it somehow because in Dubai, y'all probably don't know this. Was it 2 years? I know that band to know this. In Dubai, they had cloud seeding and flew by. I know from 20 to 24, you didn't complain about Joe Biden. You like that old man in office, and you glad Delta, what is she, AK? You glad? I bet you pledged in college. I can tell you like the Divine Nine in charge. I can tell Christmasology, but you fuck it.
I did not pledge in college.
Just lie and say you did, Sherry. Why don't you tell people your business? Why you don't do that?
I don't know. I mean, because I didn't, but okay.
But sound like an AK.
Well, you know what? If you want to believe that, then that's up to you. Yeah. I'm making it.
Y'all have good faith combos with dingbats and dummies having bad.
Yes, I mean, yes.
Well, I had to pop up another
You
deal,
know
but
what?
I
I
love
need
y'all
to.
intellectual insults, but when it come back to you, hey, he's stupid, he's drunk. Y'all are good.
Nothing
That's a
came
call,
back to me.
Democrat.
You just said you asked me about.
And he told me to have a cocktail.
You
What's going
asked
on?
me about climate change, and then you said we're supposed to be from Africa. You're talking about the heat. I was talking about the effects on the ecosystem, and I just use shrimp as an example because black people there, they shrimp. It's part of their economy. It's part of the jobs, restaurants, shrimping, etc. And then they said I was making it up.
So does it exist concretely or no? Okay, if it exists concretely, then existence itself is
Something, but she didn't. But now she came back to it.
I know what you're saying, then, I guess. I'm a little dull.
Ishmaelian or different songs like that. And they're like, oh my God, it's so fast, it's so great, it's so impressive. But I mean, the truth is that like a lot of these different songs are actually like musically very simplistic, and that's why I'm like the most amazing songs ever created are the most simplistic ones, and that's why piano is such a great instrument because it seems very hard when you look at it, but it's actually not that hard at all. It's very very great. It's all about muscle memory. It really is. It all comes down.
so you're pretty decent, like like all the different modes.
Yeah, I know all the different types
Of problems with math.
No.
Yes.
I said, how does climate change affect black folks?
I literally just explained.
There's a bottom feeders. There's a lot of black folks don't eat bottom feeders.
I know, but a lot of white people eat it, so black people sell it to them, and it's part of their economy. That's where they make their money. This is one small.
What is climate change to you? Tell me the definition of climate change.
What it was.
The shrimp or the sun is too hot and the icebergs don't melt. What is the definition of climate change? You can't answer that question. What is the definition of climate change? Al Gore?
We have a very important thing that we need to discuss. You need to listen because he said it multiple times. I heard it multiple times. But you can't listen and talk at the same time. So we get in a space where you need knowledge, you seek knowledge, but then you refuse it.
You don't want my knowledge. You didn't come here